What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Whenever I read One Piece, I often marvel at Oda's story writing capability, specifically his mastery over nuance. He plants a seed, but then manipulates the direction the plant would grow. It is for this reason that I immediately became suspicious of BAKKIN when she made her debut. Having wanted to make this project for a long time, and given the lack of attention on YouTube and other platforms surrounding this enigma, leads me to believe that I'm justified in pursuing this subject. Today, I'm not only going to prove to you that BAKKIN ate a devil fruit, but also how it affects who she is and what she plans to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story about greed, manipulation, and delusion. This is the BAKKIN Conspiracy. BAKKIN, also known as Mrs. BAKKIN, is a 76-year-old former pirate and was first introduced in chapter 802. She is a self-proclaimed lover of Whitebeard, and also the supposed mother of Edward Weevil, who as of now is a former warlord of the sea. At a height of only 68 centimeters or 2 feet 3 inches, BAKKIN stands as the shortest adult human in the entire series. This is actually quite significant, and I'm going to come back to this part later in the video. So why am I talking about a person for which the great majority believe to not be relevant, as she's quite frankly a background character right now? We are over 110 chapters strong in the Wano arc, and the first chapter came out on July 2nd, 2018. That's a little over 3 years ago at this point. If we just glance at the amount of appearances that both BAKKIN and Weevil made in the series so far, it definitely makes one wonder how little there might be to unpack, and you're not wrong for thinking so. But when you get people like these showing their faces again out of nowhere, that's when you fear the unknown, because something isn't right. Time and time again, Oda presents us with characters who I personally believe harbor the most dangerous attribute of them all: patience. Characters like Shiki, Kurozumi Higurashi, Blackbeard, and now even Kaido all possess a penchant for planning, which can span for decades at a time. BAKKIN can also be included into this group, but we first need to know more on her true motifs, which is why I will try to speculate about that as well. BAKKIN is a lurking legend. Yeah, I said it. There are a total of 8 confirmed members of the Rocks Pirates so far. Only 2 are still alive in the present story. And no, movie aside, we still have no idea where Shiki is since his last appearance 22 years ago. We know that BAKKIN was somewhat acquainted with Whitebeard, apparently being a fellow crew member with him approximately 40 years ago, which makes the time line up quite nicely. While the extent of their relationship is unknown, BAKKIN claimed to be the woman that Whitebeard loved the most. Depending how you look at it, BAKKIN can therefore actually fit the criteria of a living lurking legend. The world government simply had her bounty retracted when she went hidden, and now they've reinstated it. Okay, I made that last bit up, but consider the ramifications of BAKKIN being a confirmed former Rocks pirate, an actual character alive in the background that isn't an emperor. There are of course other candidates that the community has talked about for a long time, and hey, the more the merrier. However, this doesn't detract from the fact that there are still only 2 former Rocks pirates relevant in the story right now. BAKKIN can tell us a lot about the dynamics and various ambitions that the Rocks pirates represented and clashed with, barely held together by the glue that is their captain. I believe Oda knows this importance very well, and therefore the time for that will arrive when it should be. Let's move on to character. Claiming herself to be Whitebeard's lover, BAKKIN believes that she and her son have the right to inherit his fortune, but by partaking into this goal, she has become both blinded by delusion and aspects of grandeur. Whitebeard himself already said that he doesn't care about treasure. Marco confirms this aspect when he explains that Whitebeard's share of any treasure always went back to his hometown, while the rest was given to the crew. It doesn't help then that she's shown to be quite greedy and manipulative, believing that money is what matters in the world, and swaying her son to follow her plans rather than his own for her alleged lover's fortune. By the way, did you know that her name can translate towards fine or penalty? This helps showcase her greedy nature even more. One thing that does need to be pointed out is that she seems to showcase genuine care to her son. referring to Weevil as her treasure. In return, Weevil is very obedient to her, albeit he's clueless but sincere, and as said before, constantly manipulated. However, to what extent is what we see here to just be her dark and exploitative side? We don't really know. BAKKIN believes that the Whitebeard pirates are a make-believing family. That's why she and Weevil have been hunting the remnants down, showing to me that BAKKIN only believes a family can exist if there is a blood bond. Now, let's talk about revenge. The concept of revenge in One Piece is interesting in how Oda has handled it. Revenge as a theme and a plot device, save for a few moments, is portrayed to be heavily discouraged and does not work. It is not the answer. Ace lost to Blackbeard trying to avenge Tatch. Law lost to Doflamingo trying to avenge Rocinante. The Nine Red Scabbards lost trying to avenge Odin. Carrot and Wanda lost fighting Perospero. And ironically, Pedro told Carrot to move forward and bring about the dawn that the Minks and himself were waiting. But Carrot is still stuck with his vengeful mindset, chained by the past. There's also the Payback War, where the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates were completely demolished by the Blackbeard pirates, eventually cementing Blackbeard as a new emperor of the sea. The most recent and blatant culprit regarding the concept of revenge is Orochi. He's one of the few who did manage to get what he wanted, but it's just a vicious cycle. He was repaid kindly during Onigashima, and clearly Orochi didn't learn anything about his role as a pawn or how revenge works in One Piece, because he now directed it against Kaido. Whatever happened between BAKKIN and Whitebeard, we don't know, but I'm going to speculate that she did not take it kindly and possibly cursed his name while he was alive. Maybe she did hold a grudge against him, but there's no point in holding one now when the person is deceased. Dead men tell no tales. Just like Blackbeard, I believe BAKKIN doesn't hold grudges, at least not anymore. Her mind is simply set on a goal and she will pursue it. You can tell a lot about a person by this thing that they ate. Devil fruits go much deeper than just altering someone's lineage factor and granting them silly comic book powers. They also represent the personality and even dreams of said individual. To understand what type of devil fruit BAKKIN could have eaten, let us first look at Weevil. The scars on his body immediately reminded me of a Frankenstein-esque look, or at least a zombie from Thriller Bark. No doubt, I'm sure there will be theories out there regarding Dr. Hogback that may be a hint on him being a little artificial in nature. Now, Dr. Hogback is a clever man, and he was once a genius surgeon renowned for saving countless lives through miracle operations, given many accolades and titles available to his profession. Patients flooded in from all over the world, pleading for his services, which he only agreed for the wealth and fame. This man does not perform medical practices out of charity. However, I doubt that 35 years ago, a very young 12-year-old Hogback would have been able to do much at all. Prodigy child or not, would BAKKIN have ever known of him at such an early age? For this theory to work, it is better in my eyes if Weevil was modified later on in his life, and that BAKKIN could have sought out Hogback for such a purpose. In doing so, she must have had some form of financial wealth to provide for the surgery. Furthermore, regarding BAKKIN, another thing we need to look at is her VREC card. You see, the wiki page simply does not cut it in the amount of info we can extract for the theory. Thankfully, good old Arthur's website has already provided us with everything we need. Scrolling through the July 2019 cards, we come across these two bits, their favorite foods. Weevil's is quite simple. It's just rice balls with caviar or fish eggs. However, BAKKIN's is the more thought-provoking one. Do you really think that Oda is just going to randomly say that she likes avocado ice cream and stop at that? He pretty much dropped a major clue. You see, when a character reveals that their favorite food is a fruit, this usually implies that the person ate a devil fruit. This is because Oda can then make the devil fruit shaped like that said fruit. When searching up the meaning behind the word avocado out of curiosity, we get this answer. So, not only is the word avocado coming from a Spanish mistranslation of the Nahuatl word for its testicle, which as you know stores sperm and makes people fathers, but we can also make the association with Weeville's favorite food, the eggs. There is now a foundation for us to expand upon. Going back to Weeville, there has been a few times where he was directly referenced towards his bloodline, first by Borsellino in his introduction and later by BAKKIN in the same chapter. The word blood in Japanese is chi. It's a noun that native speakers tend to use in daily conversations. That's not all though. If you say the word chi twice together, chi-chi, these become two entirely different meanings. Chi-chi means father in Japanese, but it can also be used as a slang to mean breasts or mother's milk. Therefore, it is in my sincere belief that BAKKIN ate a devil fruit called either the chi-chi no mi, which is the father fruit, or the chi no mi, the blood fruit. This would be a pun on both the word blood and father, and the ability would involve the user to create clones from a person's blood, like a homunculus. In this case, Weeville is actually an incomplete clone, created using the DNA that BAKKIN acquired from Whitebeard. Instead of giving birth, Weeville was created using the devil fruit power that BAKKIN possessed. The DNA in question is most likely either Whitebeard's blood or maybe his hair, as I have a hard time believing the type of methods she would use to extract his semen. I don't want to think about it, because what I'm about to say next is even more disturbing. If BAKKIN created Weeville, then she has to be able to sustain him somehow. He is 35 years old after all. BAKKIN may have been able to do so by using either her own blood or the blood of others as a quote-unquote feeding mechanism. This is logical, because even though Weeville is fully grown and has a similar power to young Whitebeard, he's very mentally underdeveloped. I'm not quite sure if he is truly a fully functioning human, as that would start bringing in the question of ethics for BAKKIN. And he looks nothing like Whitebeard except for the mustache. It would be pretty funny if it turned out that the mustache is fake as well, something that BAKKIN simply superglued to his face, which explains why Weeville always sounds so nasally. All of this conveys to us the fact that BAKKIN is correct about Whitebeard being the father, but it's just that there is a really unconventional way to put it. But that's not all. Do you remember how I mentioned the importance of BAKKIN's height? There is something else that I have to explain, and I personally dubbed this the Hyogoro Effect. The Hyogoro Effect is a phenomenon that revolves around the deterioration of one's physique, often due to traumatic experiences or environmental conditions. This was best seen with Hyogoro, who in his younger days was tall and heavy-set. Unfortunately, he lost his physique over the 2 decades of suffering in Udon prison. But despite the harsh and arduous environment, Hyogoro never gave up, and his will never broke. It is for this reason that he was able to have 0 issues demonstrating towards Luffy advanced armament haki. I chose Hyogoro because he's the most recognizable example I can think of, and also he's relevant. During the Battle of Onigashima, Hyogoro temporarily regained his physique whilst infected by the Ice Oni virus, and with that he destroyed almost everyone on the live stage floor. Fun fact, Hyogoro is only 100 centimeters tall, or 3 feet 3 inches. This makes him the shortest adult human male in this series, with BAKKIN being the only other human shorter than him. Using the Hyogoro effect, I can explain why BAKKIN looks as she is, because it's not just due to age. BAKKIN's devil fruit must have had an implied side effect or sacrifice since it's so powerful. I think her original plan was to build an entire family from the sons of the greatest pirates, but giving birth to Whitebeard's son must have sapped all her strength. Or maybe quote-unquote feeding Weeville's blood or her life force over the decades would have taken a huge toll on her physique nonetheless. We don't know if Whitebeard was the only man BAKKIN was interested in, because she does say the man that loved her the most, implying that she had other affairs in the past and later on. Weeville could have been the most successful of a string of failures, and she might have just stopped at that point. With that out of the way, we need to address any endgame goals she has. What does she hope to accomplish if Whitebeard's fortune really existed? Would she retire again and never be seen? It is highly suspicious that Weeville and BAKKIN only surfaced on the world scene after Whitebeard's death. If Weeville is Newgate's biological son, then why didn't they show up while he was still alive? Why is it only 2 years after his death that they suddenly claimed Weeville was his son? Talk about bad timing. Or maybe the perfect timing. That's why 𝘉𝐹 cannot be created through sex. Instead, an artificial environment had to be necessary. Also, why now, when the whole crew is parted or non-existing? Fathers won't know about their children unless the mothers don't tell them, or if both parents choose separate ways to live, as was the case in Goldie Rogers or Yasopp. Maybe Newgate just assumed she lied to him because there was bad blood between them due to the Rock's pirates. Or maybe BAKKIN simply didn't want to have anything to do with the Whitebeard pirates as a crew. There's a lot of plot points that revolve around cloning, transferring devil-fruit powers, experimentation, and much more. And that's why I believe that BAKKIN's and 𝘉𝐹 showing up around the same time as the Vegapunk reveal would be an excellent move by Oda. He can tick off many boxes, and who knows, maybe BAKKIN's met the former Mads team too. But all of that is for another day. Throughout this video, I discussed the various themes and symbolisms surrounding BAKKIN's as a character. I tried to draw linkages between BAKKIN's and 𝘉𝐹, and the extent that she feels justified in her actions. For all we know, she could have had genuine intentions to make Whitebeard's dream of a family come true, but was rejected. Or she also planned to use him for a get-rich scheme anyways. So what do you think of this theory? Could it be something plausible and is an Oda's style to do? Am I wasting my time and that there might be another even more intriguing story for BAKKIN's? Let me know in the comments. There is no way I can discuss or address every single point in the story, and I've seen some real far-fetched theories out there, believe me. Even if none of what I said comes true, that is not the real point of the video. The goal is to launch a barrage of eventual discussions and further speculation behind this 76-year-old midget. This can happen soon after, or better yet the next time we jump away from the Wano mainland. Until next time, peace. Okay guys, quick PSA for any YouTube content creator out there, specifically if you're doing One Piece theories like I do, this is going to be very important for you, so please listen. So, I don't go on Reddit much, and less to say, especially not the One Piece subreddit. But when I used the diagram, I had to give credit, of course, to the user, which is why I went to his page. Now, this is from around 7 months ago, which is all nice and good, right? It's an informative, nice little diagram summarizing connection between 𝘉𝐹 and Dr. Hogback. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see what the people have to say about it. Scroll down here. You know, people like the idea of this, and then this guy starts talking about something. 40 years ago, rocks, BAKKINs, what kind of power? I'm like, okay, well, this is something interesting. BAKKINs can hurt 𝘉𝐹 as well. Okay, well, let's see, let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay. Are you serious? No, you can't be serious. What, someone else has already done this? 7 months ago as well? I mean, it's not like the person has already done a theory about it or anything, right? It's just this one little comment. Two years ago? I didn't even have my first One Piece video until like autumn of 2020. And this person already beat me to it way before that. This is like an almost exact copy, and now it looks like I'm the one who's copying him. Oh dear. Oh no. No. Post a similar theory. Oh, okay, I mean, we all have similar ideas, don't we? Deep down, everyone has something. We're all connected. Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, I think one lesson we can learn from this is that even if someone might have come up with a pretty cool idea, chances are someone else already did it before you. If you are a YouTuber who found this out, just like I did, do not plagiarize the theory. At least give credit to someone that you think originally made it. Because I don't know who else, you know, did it before this person did, for instance, right? How far does the rabbit hole really go? But if you're the person who's watching this video right now and you stuck around till then, and you seen what I just noticed, then I just want to congratulate you. You know, I wanted to give you a pat on your back, maybe an internet cookie, because you, sir, are a genius. This is some pretty good stuff. I hope it comes true. Anyways, that's all I want to say. You know, if you like the video, if you know, let me know. If you're not, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time.